total chaos in my stomach. It was World War I, II, III. The Revolutionary War, it was just a battlefield.
Simply Michelle, simply Michelle. You're watching her on YouTube, and you know she got a vibe for me, she got a vibe for you.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Michelle. Today I'm going to be giving you guys a 1-year update after having my hysterectomy, how I've really been feeling, anything that has changed for me. I'm going to say, as women, we go through so much. We are so strong. We're so resilient. It's just unbelievable the things that we're able to endure and still come out strong, if that makes sense. So yeah, I had a hysterectomy about a year ago. I don't want to say it was forced, but I want to say it was either suffer for the rest of my life or just try to find a way out. It was a complete nightmare for me for many, many years. I did not know that I was going through what I was going through. I thought it was just painful menstruals and I thought it was normal until it was just a consistent thing and it became debilitating. In my case, I got diagnosed with endometriosis and adenomyosis, not right away. It took many years for doctors to figure it out. My doctor who actually did my hysterectomy, thank God for him, but I say all that to say before I get into the video, if you don't feel good and something's not right in your body, I don't care if you need to see 5, 10, 30 doctors. Don't stop until you get answers because it's your body. Doctors can and do make mistakes. I don't mean to throw any shade, but I'm just saying, I've been through a couple of situations in my life where it almost ended really bad for me if I didn't go with my gut. I had a total hysterectomy back in March 21st, 2022. So it's been a little bit over a year. I had my uterus removed and I also had my cervix removed. Good thing about my surgery is that I didn't get cut open really crazy. I had a laparoscopic surgery, which means I only have really small incisions. He actually was able to go into where I had my appendix taken out many, many years ago. You can hardly even see it. So that was a pro to having a hysterectomy. They no longer have to like cut you from corner to corner and leave you with just an ugly scar. Maybe it just all depends on what your condition is. Technology nowadays, I'm pretty sure doctors can 1, 2, 3 it and make you just look like you never had nothing going on. It took me a long time to get my surgery. I think it was because of fear of not being able to be a mother, fear of not knowing how I'm gonna be afterwards, reading different forums and scaring myself with Google is what allowed me to procrastinate for so long. But I had to think about my quality of life and it was starting to suffer. Of course you're gonna have anxiety. Of course you're gonna feel like, oh my goodness. My heart goes out to any women, to you, if you are going through this and you have to have a hysterectomy or you've had one and you were never able to bear a child. I can only imagine how that must feel, especially if that's something that you wanted. The good thing is that you chose your health first, and the best thing about it is that you can always look into adoption. You know what I mean? Save a child's life and there's always a plan B. So I have a little series, a little hysterectomy series. If you guys are interested in knowing more in depth of like what I went through, my symptoms, and you know what led me to making my decision, please feel free to check the links. I'll be sure to link everything in the description for you so that you can just get a feel of like my whole journey. When I first started, I documented the day I had the hysterectomy, and then I did I believe a 1 month and a 6 month. And here we are, a little over a year. I'm here to let you know that I feel amazing. I'm here to let you know that everybody's experience is different. So what may work for me may not work for you. But I'm hoping that as you're watching this video, if you've had the surgery, that you're feeling really great. And if you're thinking about having a surgery, I say do whatever you feel in your heart. Don't do anything that you're not ready to do. Most importantly, make sure that you're comfortable with the physician. Make sure that they're thorough and they explain everything to you. Sometimes doctors can be a little rushy or just straightforward, but make sure that you feel comfortable because this is your life, it's your body. How do I feel? I'm gonna start off with the pros and then I'm gonna talk a little bit about the cons. I should have had a little template and example, but I like to just flow solely from the dome because I feel like it's more authentic that way. So if I tend to ramble or go back and forth, bear with me, please. For the pros, the good thing about having a hysterectomy is that I don't ever have to see a menstrual cycle again. What is a menstrual? Oh, that has been one of the best feelings in my life. There were so many times where I had to cancel plans, can't go swimming, can't be intimate. So many different things that would like block me from, you know, doing things. Of course, it's a part of life. It seemed like it would just always come when I had something to do. So that has been one of the best things. You don't have to bleed anymore. I don't have to worry about going and getting so many sanitary napkins, the extra heavy ones because of my flow, and just buying all of my hygiene things to make sure that I was good. Constantly having to wear black because I was bleeding too heavy. So that is such a pro when you have a hysterectomy. You don't have to worry about that anymore. The pain has subsided the pain has gone. There is no more pain. There's no more heaviness in my uterus, which is such a relief. I didn't know that I was walking around with a uterus 3 times my size. Now, if you don't know and you can't really tell, I'm only 4'11" and I'm like 105 pounds. Very tiny, very petite. So just imagine walking around 3 times that normal size of a uterus inside my stomach. A lot of gastrointestinal issues, which unfortunately I still have, but I just felt like I was bloated more, a lot of heaviness in my uterus area. I know that it was because of my uterus. But the uterus is gone now. I don't feel any more pain, and I'm so grateful because now I feel like my quality of life has come back. Do I have any scars? Do I have any marks? You could barely even tell that I had a surgery because my doctor was so good and he was so professional, and he was like one of the best. He was one of the best that you could barely see it. I recommended some ointment and cream that I'll insert in the description if you want to try it. But I was just using aloe, and you know, it helped to lighten it a little bit. Of course, there's a little bit of a mark because of my pigmentation. Nothing to worry about. It's not noticeable. Your girl can still wear her crop tops and still feel cute, okay? This mom of 3 is still cute. I didn't really worry about that so much. It was more about like, help me, make me feel better. A lot of people ask, do you gain weight? I'm worried about gaining weight. Me personally, I put on a few pounds. When I had my surgery, I was like 100 pounds. I'm now 105. I don't know if it's attributed to my surgery or if it's just me being in a happier space. You know, when you're happy, you tend to eat more and you just have like a better appetite. I felt like a lot of times I wasn't able to eat because my stomach was hurting me a lot. Not only was my stomach hurting me, but I was experiencing rectal pain as well. The constant feeling of contractions, my ovaries were cramping, and I was feeling rectal pain to the point where I was taking my breath. Not to mention the heavy bleeding. Like, I was bleeding so much, just a gory mess. Pretty much it for the pros. I just feel like me again. And I don't have to deal with any of that again. I don't have to deal with any of that pain. As for the cons, don't have that many cons, but I do have 1 or 2 that I would like to tell you about. Question that people often ask, do you have issues with your bladder and stuff? It's weird because after my hysterectomy, that's not something that I experienced right away. I did bleed for a good 4 to 6 weeks, but it wasn't like gushing blood. It wasn't like clots like I was TMI before. It was just more of like the end of your menstrual cycle, that brown, sorry y'all. It was like spotting, and the doctor told me not to be alarmed, that it was gonna stop, and it did. As for my bladder, I didn't notice like anything until a couple of months ago, maybe like 3 months ago, and I noticed that I have to urinate more than I ever had. Almost like when you're pregnant, you feel the pressure and the baby's like sitting in your bladder and you're like, oh shoot, I gotta pee, like I can't hold it, it's coming out. I'm getting that sensation more so during the night. Not really during the day. I'm pretty cool during the day, but when I'm going to sleep, I thought that it was because maybe my intake was too much at night before I go to bed. I cut out drinks after 8 p.m. and I find myself 3-4 times waking up through the night. And it's a sudden urge, pressure, and I have to go, and it's not just tinkles. It's literally like a water fountain. Don't really like that. Can I tolerate it? Yes. Is it uncomfortable and annoying? Yes, because it's breaking my sleep, but nothing is more intense than what I was already dealing with. You know what I mean? That means my bladder function, the kidneys is flowing, I guess. How is my sex drive? Is everything still the same for me? Do I feel like I'm less, feeling that? Is it a little like, I feel like I'm still good. I'm still ticking. Your girl still got it, okay? I think that once you heal and you're in a better place mentally, once you get over that emotional feeling of what just happened to you, things will start to slowly go back to normal. I will say your partner should be very, very patient with you. It's not something that men can really understand. They can empathize and they can be there for you, but they don't actually feel internally what we feel, and especially emotionally, of having our organs that allow us to become mothers taken out of us. You know what I mean? It can make you feel sad for a little bit. Very short-lived, and I think that because I had children already, that it wasn't so bad. Did I have thoughts of maybe I would want more children in the future? Yes. But then I looked around and I looked at what God gave me already, and I said, that's enough. You know what I mean? At least God gave me these 3 children before this had to happen. Some women are not as fortunate, right? They don't have a choice. They were never able to bear a child. So what are you complaining about? What are you sad about? I think it was more so just the healing process that made me feel sad, not being able to do stuff for myself for the first couple of days because I'm very independent. I'm a mom. I wear many hats, and so having to be bedbound was like, it sucked. You would think that I would just try to rest and chill, I was like, I need to wash those dishes. Like, I need to like do my daughter's hair. I need to cook dinner. It was all of the things that I was used to doing that I couldn't do. And I think that was what bothered me the most. Feeling helpless and needing to be assisted. I'm usually the one who does all of the helping. The other kind that I've experienced and I'm like, whoa, child, hold up. I'm not ready for this. Is being that I still have my ovaries, I still ovulate, right? I still have hormones every month. Even though I don't see a menstrual cycle, my body's still going through the notion of if I did. So I do notice a little bit of pain sometimes on my right ovary. Hopefully it's not a cyst. I was very prone to getting those as well, but there were nothing that was too unbearable. They were uncomfortable, but nothing that a little Tylenol or Advil couldn't fix. These hot flashes. I thought that menopause takes effect in my like later years, or if I was to have a whole complete hysterectomy, which is taking everything out. But I feel like I'm going through pre-menopause. If you've experienced this or know anybody, please comment down below. I'll get hot flashes out of nowhere. Body will get overheated and I just start sweating. Like I can feel the sweat pouring. And sometimes I experience night sweats. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I thought I was like dying. So I went to an appointment with my OBGYN and they tested me and they were like, just try to drink some like raspberry tea and just try like some holistic things. I do still have the hot flashes, but it's not something that's consistent. I can now relate to my mom because my mom used to complain and she'd literally break out in sweat and it'd be freezing. I'm like, Mom, what's wrong with you? And now you reap what you sow, right? Do I experience any mood swings? I think as women, we all experience mood swings. And I don't think that it's just because I had a hysterectomy. Life be life, and sometimes and we go through different things. Sometimes it's not even because of a hysterectomy, it's because of an unbalance. It can be stress due to just life in general. When I pinpoint it to that, I will say everybody has bad days. You know what I mean? We all have good days, we have bad days. It's how you deal with it, how you process it, and then try to just push through it. I never like to ignore my feelings or like try to push my feelings down because it's just gonna make a bigger problem. But I do try to push through whatever it is, address what I'm feeling, ask myself what's bringing it on, and then try to like work through it to pick myself back up. All in all, I would have to say I think that this has been one of the smartest decisions I've ever made in my life. This was such a big choice for me and I had to be the only one to do it. You know what I mean? No matter what people told me or what I heard from professionals, initially it was my decision. And I have to admit it was one of the best decisions I've made because who knows where I would be a year later if I would have waited. What could have transpired or what this could have turned into had I had not got my uterus removed. Like I said, my uterus was 3 times the size. I had endometriosis and I had adenomyosis, which are cousins. It was just total chaos in my stomach. It was World War I, II, III. The Revolutionary War, it was just a battlefield, okay? And I'm so grateful that I took a chance on myself, my health, and I did what I needed to do to feel better. I know that everybody has a different situation. You may have a different situation than me. Best advice I can give you is that if this is affecting your quality of life, your day-to-day life, your mental, you're not getting anywhere, you're not getting any help after trying A, B, and C and different options, I say take a chance on yourself. Here I am a year later and I feel great. I don't have to, I just honestly, I feel great and I'm thankful, and I wanted to come back on here because I love sharing my stories with people through experiences, the things that I go through. Life is not easy. We go through many different things on a day-to-day basis. I just wanted to be that one person to share my story with you, to help you, to inspire you, and to also just give you a little bit of my experience so that you don't feel alone in the situation. It always feels good when you find people that can relate to what you're going through. That makes you feel like, you know what, I can get through this. I can push through it. And thankfully I had a great support system behind me. I don't think that I would have made it through if I didn't have my family in my corner. So my suggestions to you is if you have to have a hysterectomy or you've had one, just try to keep people close to you during your first couple of weeks of healing. You're gonna need that security, just a little bit of love, just knowing that people care and they're gonna help you. I think that's pretty much it. I think I covered everything. If you guys have any questions that I didn't answer, please feel free to comment down below, and you can email me, you can write me on Instagram or whatever social media platform. That will also be in my description. Here we are, a year and some change, and your girl is feeling great. I'm blessed. Shout out to my doctor once again because he was so good. He stayed with me. He stuck by my side. He was there with me when I woke up. He even called me at home a few times, and that's something that you need. You need a doctor that's gonna care for you. really care for you and really know exactly what it is that they're talking about. I no longer have to deal with what I dealt with, because it was very hard for me. It was very traumatic for me. If I had to do it again, I don't think I would want to, because that pain after waking, the pain before the hysterectomy and the pain waking up, that was on another level. But guess what? God is good all the time, and all the time God is good, because your girl's here. If you guys enjoy, give it a thumbs up. Let me know if you've had a hysterectomy or if you're thinking about getting one. Anything you want to know, if you have any questions, comment that down below and I will be sure to get back to you. Please give this video a thumbs up if you felt it was helpful. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll catch you in another upload.
Simply Michelle.